What is going on, Bears Nation? We are back with another breaking update from Hollis Hall, and the front office is clearly keeping their eyes locked on the UFL talent pool. With training camp just around the corner, the team has brought in yet another defensive end for a workout, signaling that the roster building is far from finished. Is this just another camp body, or are we looking at a hidden gem ready to make a surprise impact this season? Stick with me because I'm breaking down everything you need to know. Smash that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. With the Chicago Bears training camp approaching rapidly, the organization is once again scouting talent from the UFL to bolster the roster depth. The most recent focus of this evaluation is defensive end Xavier Carlton, who participated in a workout for the team. This event marks the third time recently that Chicago has brought in a player from the UFL for a look, following the previous workouts and subsequent signings of linebacker Tony Fields and wide receiver Caden Davis. Xavier Carlton is no stranger to the facility at Hollis Hall, as he was originally an undrafted free agent signing by the team back in 2025. His familiarity with the system provides a specific context for this latest evaluation, as the coaching staff looks to finalize the personnel for the upcoming summer sessions. Standing at 6'5" and weighing 273 pounds, Carlton brings physical attributes that the team is clearly interested in reevaluating. During his 2026 season with the Louisville Kings, he appeared in 10 games and started 2 of them, recording 41 total tackles and 2 sacks. His journey with the franchise has been marked by previous transitions, specifically when he earned a spot on the practice squad following the 2025 NFL drafts. However, his tenure was interrupted in September 2026 when he was placed on injured reserve during the second week of the month and was eventually released. Now, as the Bears prepare for training camp, the front office is checking his current form to see if he fits the defensive rotation. The decision to bring him back for a workout demonstrates an ongoing commitment to exploring every available avenue for roster depth as the team prepares for the challenges of the 2026 season. The history of Xavier Carlton in Chicago provides a clear picture of what the team expects from him during this evaluation period. After his initial signing as an undrafted free agent, he demonstrated enough promise to secure a place on the practice squad, showing that he can hold his own in a professional environment. His collegiate career was extensive, spanning 5 seasons with 2 years spent at Utah and 3 years at Cal. Across these 5 seasons, he accumulated 19 sacks, 27 tackles for loss, and 149 total tackles. His most productive year occurred during the 2024 collegiate campaign, where he reached career-high marks in tackles for loss with 11, sacks with 9, and total tackles with 47. These statistics highlight the raw production he has shown in the past, which is likely the primary reason Chicago is interested in seeing how he has developed since his departure from the practice squad last September. While his previous stint ended due to a placement on injured reserve, the organization is looking at his current health and performance levels to determine if he has returned to the form that made him an appealing prospect in the first place. By looking at his trajectory from a standout at Cal to his time in the UFL, it is clear that the Bears are looking for consistent production from their depth players. The workout serves as a practical measure to gauge whether his technical skills and physical conditioning align with the current requirements for an edge defender. This process is part of a broader strategy where the team actively monitors players who are gaining experience in alternative leagues, ensuring that when camp arrives, the competition for roster spots remains high and the depth chart is fully stress-tested for the long haul. Why does this matter for the Chicago Bears right now? The current state of the edge rusher room is a significant focal point as the team looks to round out its roster. With a rotation that currently includes Austin Booker, Dayo Odeyingbo, and Shamar Turner situated opposite Montez Sweat, the team is evaluating how to best structure its defensive front. The interest in a player like Xavier Carlton reflects the necessity of having reliable depth to support the primary starters, especially given the physical demands placed on those positions throughout the course of a rigorous season. While workouts like this are common leading up to training camp, they are crucial for identifying which players can handle the transition back into a high-level NFL environment. The team is essentially searching for depth that can provide support during camp and potentially contribute as a practice squad member, which is vital for maintaining the competitive intensity of practice sessions. By bringing in players who have already been exposed to the system, the coaches can more effectively assess if those players have bridged the gap in their developments. This matters because it directly impacts the daily operations at Hollis Hall and ensures that the defensive coaching staff has a deep pool of candidates to evaluate during the intense heat of training camp. Every rep taken by these depth players is an opportunity to prove they can contribute when called upon, And for the front office, it is about creating a situation where the best 53 players emerge from the training camp process. As we look at the current roster, the focus remains on ensuring that these rotational pieces are capable of executing the defensive scheme under the direction of head coach Ben Johnson. It is important to maintain a realistic perspective regarding the potential impact of this move on the overall defensive strategy. While the scouting department is clearly keeping a close watch on UFL talent, observers should avoid reading too much into the workout of Xavier Carlton alone. Even if the team decides to move forward with a signing, the likely role for such a player would be that of a camp body or a depth candidate for the practice squad. The reality is that Chicago has already had the opportunity to evaluate Carlton during his previous stint with the team, and he was released after being placed on injured reserve. This suggests that the organization is looking for progression in his game rather than banking on him as a long-term starter. If he had demonstrated elite potential during his initial time in the building, the team might have taken a different path, but for now, his inclusion in the workout schedule is a standard operating procedure for a team looking to shore up its depth chart. The Bears are clearly interested in creating competition for Austin Booker, Dayo Odiengbo, and Shamar Turner, but this is done through consistent evaluation of multiple candidates. The goal is to ensure that when training camp begins, every position has enough competition to drive performance. For the fans who are looking at the defensive depth, it is worth noting that the team is being thorough. They are looking at veterans and developing players alike to ensure the defensive front is as prepared as possible. As the team continues these evaluations, the focus remains on finding the right mix of talent to complement Montez Sweat, who remains the cornerstone of the defensive pass rushing effort in this defensive scheme. Looking ahead to the upcoming training camp, the Chicago Bears appear to be maintaining a patient approach to their roster construction. While there is a clear need for competition among the edge rushers, the team currently seems satisfied with the group they have assembled. However, it would be inaccurate to rule out further changes or additions as the intensity of camp increases. The work put in by the front office to monitor players like Xavier Carlton, Tony Fields, and Caden Davis shows that the door is always open for those who can prove their value in a professional workout setting. The team's strategy is to remain flexible and opportunistic, bringing in players for evaluations whenever the opportunity arises to add quality depth to the roster. As training camp kicks off, all eyes will be on how these depth players compete against the established starters and each other. For the dedicated supporters who follow every movement at Halas Hall, this is the time of year when roster battles are decided and the depth chart begins to take its final shape. With the spirit of the team always present, it is a time to bear down and see which of these candidates can rise to the occasion and secure a role. The ongoing evaluations are a testament to the rigorous standards the team applies to its roster, ensuring that no stone is left unturned as they finalize the group that will represent the franchise in the 2026 season. Whether or not Xavier Carlton lands a roster spot, his presence at the workout is a clear indication that the organization is actively working to ensure the best possible competition in the trenches. This focus on depth is exactly what fans expect as the team continues its preparations for the challenges ahead in the upcoming year.